So, if your videos are not getting the views that you desire, it is for no other reason than simply your videos are dog shit. Hear me out. So, I've worked with over 1,000 business owners at this point over the past 3 years, and the ones that fail, always fail for the same reason. It is simply just because they put the responsibility of performance outside of themselves whenever it comes to their content. If your videos aren't performing, it's for no other reason that your videos just aren't good. That's okay, because that means you should be happy to hear that, because it means that you have control to fix it. But it's not because of the algorithm or anything like such. That's like the main reason a lot of people don't do well and they end up quitting, is because they think, oh, it's the algorithm, it's them versus the algorithm. That's not true. Whenever you understand the incentivization of the platforms, you have to think about it like this. If no one showed up and if no one opened Instagram tomorrow, the company would fucking plummet, because 99% of the revenue comes from paid advertisements. However, if no one's on the platform, no one's looking at the ads, people are going to stop paying for ads. So if you flip that on his head and you look at it from the opposite direction, the more people that stay on the platform or come to the platform on a daily basis, the more money they make, because they have the capacity for more advertisements. And people want to go on that platform because they have the most eyeballs that they can pay for. So, with that being said, Instagram just has a selection of a million different videos, and they get to test the million different videos within a particular topic with a group of individuals that are interested in that topic. And one of those videos is going to be your video. And it's just a question of which video is going to be best aligned with my system of keeping people on my platform. That way I make more money as a company. Now, whenever you look at it from your perspective, you have the same incentive of keeping people on your video for as long as possible. You don't fucking make this hook, you don't do all this shit for people to just to scroll. You're posting, that way people watch it. So if Instagram tests your video with people and people scroll in the first 3 seconds, you're losing them fucking money. Of course they're not gonna show it to more people. Fuck you. You're losing them fucking money. However, on the flip side, if your video keeps people there, let's say the video is 60 seconds and you keep people there for an average of 55 seconds, all of a sudden your video is a fucking gold mine. Keeping people on the platform is proof. For a 55-second retention on a 60-second video on average, I thought, you know what I mean? Like that's just such proof that your video is something that people are enjoying, they're engaging with. And of course the platform's gonna want to show it to more people because it's proven that it'll keep people on their platform for longer and they enjoy it. Therefore, they're going to continuously come back to it every single day. So then the question is just, it's no longer, why is the algorithm not showing my content or anything such? It's no longer that you're going up against the algorithm and saying, okay, I'm gonna put something up, hopefully Instagram shows it to more people. Now it's, the algorithm's just a referee. They just regulate the game. But your competitors is not the referee and the regulator. Your competitors now, the selection that the algorithm has. So your competitors are the other creators in your industry, not the algorithm. So from that, who creates the best video, who can keep people on their video for as long as possible and engage the most. And now you understand the rules of the game. And once you can understand what I just explained, you now have the power, you now have the ability to control your fate, to control how many views you get on your videos, because it's just skill at that point. So the question no longer becomes, why are my videos not performing? You know why your videos aren't performing. It's because your videos aren't good enough, and you're not good enough. And that's okay, and that should be exciting to hear, because that means there are room for improvement, and you know exactly, maybe not what to improve, but you know exactly that you need to improve. So then the question becomes, what steps are you taking to improve your skill in this endeavor? Posting every day is not good enough. A lot of people are posting every day. What steps are you actually taking to improve? I'm not saying you have to invest in a coach or someone. Obviously, I think that is the best thing to do. And I'll tell you that whether I have my own personal research or not. If I want to learn something, I invest into a coach. But even whenever it comes down to, are you actually researching competitors in your industry? Are you actually looking at patterns? Are you actually, and whenever I say research, I don't mean looking up the most of your videos and copying them. That's a very low agency. That's a very low agency thought. I'm not a believer in that, because if your information, you should have better information than others. A lot of you guys that are watching this right now would say, I'm the best in my industry. Then you go copy another fucking video. If you're the best in your industry, then you just go look at the video and go, I like that fucking hook, but the rest of it, that information is dog shit. I have better information. Then you can go give you better information. People are not watching your video for one of two reasons. It's either because they don't believe your video is valuable, as in they're hearing your information that's like, information's not good enough, I'm scrolling. They don't believe that their time is worth the value that you're about to give. Or you're not packaging your value in a way to where it's received as if this information is actually going to be valuable. So it's either your information that actually isn't valuable, or it's just not, you're not packaging it in a way to where it's perceived in the way, in the value that it should be. That was not even an explanation. It's not packaged in a way where people go, oh fuck, this is actually valuable, even though it might be. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't sit there and think about, oh well, I gotta do the hashtags, I gotta do the captions, I gotta do the storytelling, X, Y, and Z. It's just purely, is your video worth more than the time allocation to the viewer? So if the viewer has 60 seconds to give, if they have 2 hours to give, and they can allocate 60 seconds to your video or another video, do they see it as worth it to allocate that 60 seconds to your video? If the answer is yes, then they'll watch it. If the answer is no, then they won't watch it. Which is purely, how can you get better with them? How can you increase your level of skill to make your video either more valuable, as in finding better information, or presenting your information in a better manner that makes it easier to understand that is unique. Whenever people say unique, they don't actually define what the term unique means. Unique just means, are you giving the viewer a solution that's either easier, more efficient, or better explained than the solution that they already had in mind? Is the solution clear? Can I clearly see the steps to go from A to B? A being the undesired result, B being the desired result. I'm gonna keep yapping, this is already quite a long video. With that being said, hopefully the main thing you take away from this is that you have the power to do well. Don't play the game unless you're willing to fucking win. Unless you're willing to play to win, don't play the fucking game. This is the winner take all game. So if you hear that and you're like, okay, fuck yeah, Devin, you know what I'm saying, let's rock. Cool, give me 10 hours a week. Whenever I say give me 10 hours a week, did you say, fuck yeah, let's do 10 hours a week? Okay, cool, let's fucking do this. I'm gonna put 4 hours of scripting, I'm gonna put 3 hours of this. If you hear that and that's your mindset, amazing. Go do it. If you hear that and you're like, fuck, 10 hours a week, don't do it. You're just wasting your time. It's a winner take all game. Again, the competition it's not a competition against the algorithm, it's a competition against the selection of the algorithm. And I promise you there's going to be people in your industry that's willing to put in that 10 hours a week. I promise you. And those are the people that you're competing against. And those are the people you have to beat, because that is the selection the algorithm has. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit better of understanding. Hopefully you don't look at this, hopefully you leave this story and you actually think you have the power to change. And everything is a responsibility. If your videos aren't performing well, it's a net negative mindset to think of anything else other than the fact of, I'm not good enough, my information is not good enough, my video is not good enough. Go make it better.